a nightmare.
Activate.
Okay, so we're going to continue now with question number 3. So we have the circulatory system is composed of blood vessels, and the heart. 3.1, urea is transported in the blood plasma. Name 2 other substances in the blood plasma. Now, urea is something you get rid through the urine, okay? That is one of the things that is being transported. Now, it's only asking you for 2, so you can write anything between carbon dioxide, water, glucose, amino acids, or even lactic acid, okay? Any of those there would give you your answer, okay? So let's go for 3.2. Some athletes train at high altitude. Training at high altitude increases the number of red blood cells per centimeter cube of blood. Explain why having more red blood cells per centimeter cube of blood is an advantage to an athlete. Now, that is very simple, okay? So, as your body produces a lot more red blood cells, that means there's going to be more hemoglobin in the blood, in every single one of those red blood cells. Therefore, there will be more oxygen being able to be transported across your body, providing more oxygen for aerobic respiration in the muscles, and therefore releasing a lot more energy when needed during exercise, okay? So, number 1, there's more hemoglobin. Number 2, more oxygen can be carried around. Number 3, that will be used for aerobic respiration and releasing to release energy. There you go. Right, so question 3.3. Which 2 blood vessels carry deoxygenated blood? Tick 2 boxes. Okay, again, in bold, you gotta do 2 blood vessels, tick 2 boxes. And we're looking at deoxygenated blood. When looking at deoxygenated blood, we're talking about blood that doesn't have as much oxygen, okay? Some of the oxygen has been taken away. Now, your answers for those are gonna be pulmonary artery and vena cava, okay? The pulmonary artery, there we go, and you're also gonna have your vena cava. All right, the aorta and the coronary arteries wouldn't be the ones, because those ones are going to be taking oxygen, a lot of oxygen around. So we're gonna go for pulmonary artery and the vena cava. Okay, right, so now we got question 3.4. Figure 4 shows 3 types of blood vessels. You got blood vessel A, B, and then you got C. Which type of blood vessel carries blood into the right atrium? Okay, now the right side of your blood of your heart is the part of your heart that takes the blood that comes from your body. Okay, so that has to be carried by veins. Now, from all 3 of these, the vein is this one here. It will be B, okay? That's going to be your answer. How do you know that? Well, the first here, this really small ones here, if you can see, it's only 1 cell thick, okay? So that means that those walls are very, very thin for oxygen and nutrients and stuff to go in and out of the cell, okay? In and out of these blood vessels. So this has to be the capillaries. This is definitely going to be capillaries. They're very tiny. They only are 1 cell thick walls as well. Okay, that has to be the capillaries. Now, why not A? Now, A has a very small lumen. Okay, this is what we call the lumen. Yeah, that's called the lumen. It's got very thick walls as well. If you see the walls of that blood vessel, they're very thick. And that is because they have to withstand the pressure that the blood is pumped at from the heart. If they weren't that thick, then it's very likely that the blood vessel would burst with the pressure that is being produced from the heart, because all of that blood has to be transferred all across your body. So leaving is the only option that has to be the veins. The veins will have a very, very big so this one here will be an artery. That will be artery. So this one is the veins, and veins need a very large lumen, okay? And the walls are thin because they don't have to deal with that much of pressure, and they will also have valves to stop the blood flow from going backwards, okay? So it's definitely your answer B. Now, for question 3.5, it says compare the structure of an artery with the structure of a vein. Well, I basically just showed you those, okay? Now, arteries have a large lumen. A small lumen. So we go arteries have a small lumen, which is the hole in the middle. They have very thick walls. And that would be when comparing it with the veins that had very thick walls. And what else can we have a look into that? We talked about other two of the things. You can also have say that the veins have a very large lumen. All right, so it's only asking you to compare, right? It's not asking you to describe, it's not asking you to explain, so you literally just have to mention them. You don't have to mention why they're for, okay? So arteries have small lumen, but that's it. You don't have to say that it's because they need to withstand the large pressure. You don't have to explain why, okay? Just basically mention it. So you're just comparing the structures. You're not explaining, you're not evaluating, you ain't doing any of that. So you can save yourself time and just write them three facts, and that's all you have to do for this question, okay? Okay, so we got question 3.6. Heart rate is controlled by a group of cells. This group of cells act as a pacemaker. Figure 5 shows a section through the heart. Draw an X on the figure 5 to show the position of the pacemaker. Right? So the position of the pacemaker will be over here, okay? In this area, that's where the position of the pacemaker is going to be, okay? Now, in our next question, it says, question 3.7, a patient may be fitted with an artificial pacemaker. What conditions may be treated using an artificial pacemaker? So that has to be anything with an irregular heartbeat, okay? All right, so that's that for question number 3. Click on next video. We're going to look at question number 4, okay? So see you then.
It was a nightmare. Activate.